What's up guys, welcome. This is George Ivanov, 2016 Olympian, 2015 World Team Member, and I am here today to show you everything that you need to know from the 2-on-1 position, also known as the Russian type position. And we're going to start with the very basics on how to get there, and we're going to work our way all the way up to scoring 35 different ways to score from it. Alright guys, the first thing we're going to talk about is how to get to a 2-on-1, which I think is the most important part of it. Obviously, if you don't know how to get to a 2-on-1, you're not going to be able to utilize it, not going to be able to score. So the first thing we're going to do is, as soon as he posts, okay, the basic one, and I'm sure most of you know this, is how to get to it, is coming here across. So if he's posting on my right side, my left arm is going to go across and I'm going to grab the wrist and I'm going to shrug with my shoulder. At this time, what I want to do is I want to get my hips really close to his, and I want to get this arm as high as I possibly can in his armpit. So here's what it looks like. Peel, armpit, and I pull. Okay. At this point, what I want to do right here is, it's very important to focus on pulling his wrist this way, pulling his towards me, pulling his shoulder towards me, and getting my chest out. Okay. Now, a lot of you guys, and I used to do that as well, is make the mistake of thinking that the deeper you go here, the tighter it is. And that's not the case. What you really want to do is stay shallow here, pull back, and get your shoulder out in front. And once you put pressure down, this is really what makes it tight, and it's not going to be able to slip. So again, what we do is we get here, we peel, hit him in the armpit, pull everything tight, get his shoulder out in front, and put pressure down right here. Now, let's show it from a different angle. Again, we're here, he posts, go across, shrug, hit him in the armpit, pull. Once we get here, everything's going to be tight. I'm going to put my elbow down because I don't want him to be able to go underhooks on me, okay? So again, we peel, come here, pull, and this elbow is going to go down right here. Okay? One more thing, real quick. This is my personal favorite, and I haven't seen anyone else do this. I kind of made it up on my own. It's my specialty and I love it. It's peeling the 2-on-1, but the other way around. It's going to be backwards. So instead of coming here, imagine this, we're wrestling. I'm not going to go across. I'm going to catch it with the same side wrist right here. Same side. I'm going to catch it, and this one's going to go over on top of his elbow right here. When we peel, the reason I want to do this is because I get really tight, and I'm already, look how high I'm on the arm. I'm not down here where it can slip. I'm all the way up here, and it makes it really tight and very easy for me to control. I can do a bunch of things here. But again, it's just backwards. Instead of coming here, I'm going to come here first, peel, pull everything tight, and we're right above the elbow with both of our arms. It makes it really tight here. Alright guys, now that you know how to get to 2-on-1 or a Russian tie, I'm going to show you the first most basic way to score from it. And it's basic, but there's a lot of detail that goes into it that a lot of people miss and therefore are not very successful with getting behind it, getting the takedown. So here are some of the details that are very important. So once you peel the 2-on-1 and once you get here, okay, what you need to be doing is, again, we're pulling everything down. We're going to keep our elbow down right here. And what I want to do is, I'm basically, imagine this, I'm going to pass his arm with this one to this one, and then I'm going to go behind. So the way it works is, I push forward, this arm now it's going to go above the elbow, but notice how my palm is facing down. Okay, the reason being is if I just come here and grab it and I start wrestling and he pulls away, it's going to slip every time. Okay, so what I want to do is I come here like this with my palm facing down, but then I rotate, and notice I rotate as this one comes out. What that does is it gets even higher, and it makes it very difficult for him to escape here because I'm already high on the arm. Okay, so again, we're here, I put it down, I rotate, and now this arm I want to go behind, but notice if I just reach here, my shoulder is still up. What I want to do is I want to change my level and get my shoulder under his right here so he can't go anywhere. And you can do a few different things there, but again, the most important part on this is to push forward, go above the elbow, rotate, and go behind. Now let me show you from a different angle real quick. Okay, from here again we're going to peel, we're going to get a 2-on-1. Notice my elbow is going to be pinched down right here. I'm going to pass forward, this one's going to come behind, and I'm gonna drop my shoulder so I can go behind him. Alright guys, now that you know how to go behind, to climb up the arm and score a simple basic takedown, I'm going to transition into the next one, which is on the near side. We're going to do an arm drag from 2-on-1, we're going to do an arm drag on the near side. And there's a lot of details to it, so make sure you keep, you stay focused and pay attention to it. Again, what's beautiful about this move is every time it's going to start the same, all the basis is going to be the same, we're just going to be able to finish a bunch of different ways. So here it goes again. We're going to peel the 2-on-1, I'm going to hit him up in the armpit, I'm going to pull everything together, and it's going to be tight. I'm going to get my shoulder out in front, and I'm going to put a lot of pressure down, right? Now, a lot of people here start defending or start pulling away, right? Perfect, okay? What I want to do here is just get my head, what I want to do is I'm going to basically pinch his arm between my shoulder and my head, right here on my neck, okay? I'm going to pinch this arm tight, right here, and all I'm going to do is this arm is going to let go of the wrist and go above my arm right here to pinch everything tight, okay? Now there's a couple different ways we can finish here, but for right now I'm just going to show you the basic way, which is just going behind and taking him down to the mat. Again, we're here, pull everything down, drag, and I'm going to step behind, and my shoulder is already underneath. What I'm going to do is this arm is going to grab the waist, and I'm going to take everything down, right here to the mat. Again, one more time, show it from a different angle. Okay, we start, I peel, I pinch everything together, I'm going to take him, I'm going to push everything down to the mat right here. This arm is going to go above my arm, my other arm. Okay, and I'm going to pinch everything down, and I'm going to jump behind him. Right here. There's not much you can do from that position. Just remember, guys, the key here is how you transition from the wrist to grabbing above my arm to grabbing his armpit, so the arm doesn't slip, especially when you're wrestling when he's sweating. Again, we're here, pull everything down. I'm going to pinch, I'm going to use my head to pinch it down, and I'm going to use this arm to go above my right arm and pinch everything down, okay? Right here. Everything's going across. That way he can't slip. Alright guys, now that you know how to perfectly position yourself for a near side arm drag, I'm going to show you a few different ways, 4 or 5 different ways to finish there, depending on the look that he gives you and depending on what you feel like you can get the easiest. So here it goes. Again, we're going to start the same thing, the same way. He's going to post, I'm going to peel, I'm going to hit him in the armpit, pull everything tight, okay? And now, right here, this is where it gets interesting. Once I pinch this arm right here between my shoulder and my neck again, right? This arm is going to let go of the wrist and it's going to go above my other arm, up high in the armpit and pull everything tight. Now, once we get to this position, there is, like I said, 4 or 5 different ways to finish, and I'm going to just kind of list all of them right now, and I'm going to start with the first one that we already did, just to kind of remind you what it was, okay? So we're here, I drag, and all I'm going to do is, this arm is going to go low on the waist, right here, back here, low on the waist, and I'm going to jump behind. Okay? Again, from this angle, peel, come here, drag, pull behind. Okay? That's the number one basic finish. Now, again, we get to this position, drag, go above. Now, a lot of times, guys are pulling their hips away, and it's kind of hard to go back there and take them down. So what I like to do here is once I get to this position, I actually drop down to the sweep single, to the near leg. I'm here, sweep, okay? And now I can finish a few different ways here, but all I'm going to do is just drive forward. I don't want to let go of this arm, because I already have it. Guys, think about this. If I let go of this arm and I just stay with the leg, now I have nothing better but a sweep single. And he can always go and wizard there. He can grab my arm right here, right, and it gets just a lot more difficult for me to finish. So what I want to do is, I don't want to give him that chance. I'm here, sweep single, and I'm going to drive forward. I never let go of the arm. Again, different angle. We're here, peel, pinch everything tight, get my arm above my other arm, and I'm going to sweep. Once I get this leg, I'm going to drive forward. Notice I'm not letting go of the arm. Okay, let's finish number 2. Finish number 3. We're here, we peel, drag. Now, a lot of guys separate and they try to get good head position, okay? That's very common. You're going to see that in 2-on-1s a lot. We're here and he tries to push his head. Right, perfect. Okay, once we get to this point, all I'm gonna do here, guys, is think of it as an uppercut, okay? This arm is gonna go super deep and I'm gonna try to wrap his head. Again, we're here, wrap his head and grab the neck. Now I'm gonna pull everything down and keep it tight. Okay, what I wanna do here is just simple snap down and go behind. Again, show you a different angle. We're here, peel, get your drag, I'm the uppercut, snap, all the way down. This arm is going to go behind his arm and go behind him. Okay, that's takedown number 3. Number 4, we're here, pull everything tight, drag. Now a lot of guys think that they're a little more experienced, they know what's coming, so they pull this leg back and they bring the other one forward, right? So once I get to this point, if he pulls this leg back, all I'm going to do is penetrate across his body and kind of do like a high crotch and go for this leg. I never let go of the arm. Again, we're here. It's you can think of it as a high crotch across the body with the near side arm drag. Again, we're here, peel. I have the arm. All I'm going to do is baby step, penetration step, drive forward. Okay? Another finish that you guys can do is once we get to this point, okay? Once I get this arm really, really tight, all I'm going to do here is alright guys, now that you know how to score a few, a bunch of different ways from a near side arm drag, I'm going to transition into one of my favorite techniques from a 2-on-1 or Russian Thai, which is the near side fireman's, okay? But it's not your traditional fireman's. It's a little different, it's unique. So here's how it goes. Again, we're going to start with the same way we've been starting, right? It's your choice, whether you come here and you peel across the body, you peel and you go to the armpit and you pull, or you go with the signature George Ivanov peel for 2-on-1, which is near side, go up and come all the way up above the arm. It's totally up to you. Once we get here, here's what we want to do. We want to track this leg. We want to make sure that we follow this leg and know where it is, okay? So if this, for instance, if this leg is back, right? It's simple. All I have to do is pull and make him step forward with this leg, okay? If the leg is forward already, then we don't have to, we don't have to worry about it that much because it's already there. We just kind of have to get comfortable and decide when we want to go. Now, once we're ready to go, right here, good. Once we're ready to go, all we're gonna do, guys, is take a step forward. There's gonna be simultaneously. We're gonna be doing about 4 or 5 steps. Here they are. We step. Number 1, we step. Number 2, I want to make sure that before I go, I kind of lift him up right here. So with this arm, I want to stand him up so I can create room for myself to go under. Okay. So as I'm here, I lift, and now I'm gonna drop everything down, and I'm gonna step behind him. Here's how it goes. Lift, step behind. Imagine this is gonna become a chair. I'm gonna step behind him just like this at 90-degree angle, okay? Step behind. This arm is gonna grab his knee. My head, the side of my head is gonna be on his chest, and my goal is gonna be to pinch everything down. So not only am I driving towards him, but I'm taking him down. And imagine this, I wanna put him on a chair and tip him over the chair, backwards towards his back. Again, we're here, we peel, we pull in, step with the other one behind, and pinch everything tight right here, pinch. Okay, now as I'm going, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna pop so I can get my 4 points in freestyle. Here. Sorry. Again, different angle. We start with 2-on-1. We peel. We grab up tight here, up on the armpit. Pull everything together. I step. Create the chair and pull everything down this way. Got it? Alright guys, welcome back. We are doing our next thing from 2-on-1, our next move. It's going to be a fireman's, and it's going to be a regular fireman's. You guys saw the signature fireman's with the head on the chest, and next is going to be just the regular fireman's. And here it goes again. Same start, right? We're going to, same basis to the move. He posts, I peel across, get this arm up high in the armpit and pull everything tight, okay? Now, come this way a little bit, because I'm actually forward a little bit too, because I'm throwing, yeah. So we're right here, okay? Once we get to this position, all I'm gonna do is follow this leg and see where it's going, okay? So if this leg, again, if this leg is back, right, I'm just gonna pull him this way and make sure that he steps here. Now, for this move, it's very important to understand where we're stepping. Why? Because you have to understand, we're gonna be turning all the way 360 here. We have to go here and throw him that way, okay? So in order for us to do that, our footwork is very, very important. Once we get to this point, to this position, all I'm gonna do is step here. And notice, now this makes my life a lot easier to turn. Again, we're here, and now when I go under, I'm gonna go on this knee, and this leg is gonna step high, and I'm gonna go slow first, and now I'm gonna show you how to throw him fast. Again, we're here, and notice when I step. Now, turn a little bit so I can show a few important details here, guys. Once I get to this point, it's very important for me to keep this arm tight so it doesn't slip. If it slips, you don't have a fireman's, right? So how do I make sure that this arm is very, very tight? Here's what I do. Once I get here, I pinch everything down, but that's still not enough. What I have to do is use my head, my neck right here to pinch. I pinch the arm, and now I'm not pulling just straight down. I'm pulling everything across my body right here. So the arm is going to be pulling this way to make everything super, super tight. That way he can't slip. Okay, once I get to this point, this shoulder has to be behind the leg, and my goal here is to put his elbow to his knee, pulling everything tight, tight, tight. Okay? When I go fast, all I do is step on this leg and drive forward for the throw. Ready for this? Okay, we're here. Peel, 2-on-1, step, and we throw. Again, little different angle. We're here. Peel, step, and throw. Woo! Alright guys, welcome back. This is going to be exciting. We're going to have some fun with this one. I like to call this one the Matrix Fireman's. Why? Because it makes him feel like he's in the Matrix. He has no idea what's happening. Here he goes. We start the same way every time. He's going to post. I'm going to peel, right? I'm going to get tight here, up in the armpit, tight, pull everything together. Okay, now a very common thing you're going to see is if I'm just holding this down right here, a lot of guys will go for the wrist and they grab my wrist, or I can just drop it to bait them for it. You know, if that's what I want to do, then I'll just drop my arm and make him go for the wrist. Now, on this one, the secret here is you got to make sure that this leg is forward. So most people, to be honest with you, most people will not have this leg forward if they know what they're doing. But it's my job to make him step with that leg one way or another. So here's what we do. I'm here, I can pull and make him step, right? Or I can fake here. Notice what I do, I just tap the leg, right? I'm up on the arm, I just tap the leg and come back up. Okay? These are sneaky ways to make him react the way I want him to react. Again, we're here. I'm going to pull. Once he steps, all I'm going to do, guys, is let go of the wrist. He's never going to let go of this, right? He has it tight. He feels like he just won. He freed his arm. He feels great here, right? Which is exactly what I want him to feel. Again, we're here. Let go. All I'm going to do is step, step. I let go of his arm on this side, and I go tight on this side, on this arm. It's going to be like an arm drag. Again, we're here. Pull, drop to a knee, my head's gonna go behind his arm, and here's what it looks like. Again, we're here, steps, let go, step, grab. Now the throw here, guys, I'm gonna go straight that way. For 4 points every time. Let me show you a little different angle. Again, we're here. We peel, 2-on-1, right? I make him step. I let go of the arm, step forward, let go of this one, grab here, drop down with my left knee to the mat, and notice I step on this one. Now my job here is to, guys, what makes this work is this shoulder bumping him forward and this shoulder pulling everything down. Right here. Bam. 4 points every time. Here's what it looks like a little bit quicker. Here, step. Welcome to the Matrix. Alright guys, we are going to transition now into all the things that he can do to me to defend, right? The most common things that people do from when I get a 2-on-1 on them or Russian, whichever one you prefer. When I get to that position, there's only a few different things that he can do to me. For instance, again, we're going to do the same thing, right? He posts, I peel, I get tight, I pull everything in. Now, there's a few things he can do. He can grab my wrist, okay, for one, and just try to break the lock here and free his arm, right? That's very common. He can grab my elbow and pull me into him, right here to close the gap, okay? He can also go and push my head. He blocks my head right here, yep. And they just try to separate away from me, right? That's very common. Or they can fight for the top arm. So let go. Going 2-on-1. They can fight for this one right here to try to break this lock, which is also very common. You know, that's what a lot of coaches teach because it's actually the hardest. You know, if they break this wrist, it's kind of hard to finish there unless you know the moves I'm about to show you. But again, we're here. I'm going to start with the first one and I'm going to work my way up on the arm. So what can we do once we get to a 2-on-1? What can we do once he grabs my wrist? Okay, post, I peel, I get my 2-on-1, the same every time. Now, he somehow gets to my wrist, okay? Well, this is great. This is actually one of the easiest ways for me to score. It's I'm actually thankful every time they grab this wrist because watch what it does, guys. Pay attention to this. It's very kind of cool. Every time he reaches across and extends his arm right here to grab my wrist, what that does is it puts his arms very close together. So what I do is with this arm, I'm just waiting for this. If I'm in good position, all I do is let go of this arm for a quick second and I grab both of them. You guys see this? Now once I trap him here, now notice I don't grab below the elbow, I grab above the elbow right here, okay? And I bundle the arms together. Now this, the way which he still has my wrist, so I have to know how to get a wrist free. If I just let go of this, he still has it, it's very difficult for me, right? Especially if he's a strong guy. But if you know how to free your wrist, it's very easy, it's no-brainer. You always want to rotate this wrist towards the gap, guys, towards the gap. That's where he's the weakest. I'm not going to pull here, I'm not going to pull here because he's strong. But if I rotate, there's no way he can hold that. Again, I rotate towards the gap. There's a gap right here, I rotate towards it. Okay, again, we're here, he grabs my wrist, I bundle his arms, and I rotate towards the gap. I let go of his arm, rotate towards the gap, and I continue my rotation and push both of his arms underneath one armpit, right here. Okay, it's like I'm carrying him in a little bag under my armpit. Okay, now once I get to this point, he's kind of lost at this point. Okay, but there's a few different ways we can finish here, and I'm going to show you both of them. I think it's actually 2 or 3 different ways. So again, once we get this one, I'm going to start with my favorite one. The first one, the way to finish here, guys, is just a simple snap down. Think about this. Even if he's standing up straight up, it's still very easy for me. All I do is grab his head, pull it down, and I jump on top of him. Why? Why is that safe to do? Because I have both of his arms pinched underneath my armpit, and there's nowhere for him to go. He can't grab my legs. It's just very awkward position for him. So once I get to this point, I'm going to snap and jump on top. Now, snap all the way down. Now, which way am I going to go here? Think about this. If I start going behind this way, his arm is free, so he can always stop me here, right? If I start going, he can stop me. But I have this arm bundled right here, okay? So he can't reach on this side, so it's very easy for me to just circle around here. And then I let go. I don't want to let go of his elbow until I'm all the way behind him. Again, the whole thing, you post, I peel, and I get to this point. Once he gets my wrist, okay, I'm going to just straighten it. The more I straighten that wrist, the more I pull it, the more it extends his arm. If it's here, it's hard, right? It's hard to get it. But if it's here, it's very easy. So as soon as he grabs my wrist, I want to pull across and go under. Now once I bundle his arms, I'm going to rotate which way? Yes, towards the gap. Towards the gap, pull everything under. Once I get to this point, I snap, go behind. Very easy. Okay. That's finish number 1. Finish number 2, same thing. We get to this point, I pull, he still has my wrist. Grab my wrist, excellent. I'm still going to do the same thing here. I'm going to pull down, I'll pull into me, bundle the arms, okay, rotate towards the gap, pull them all under one armpit. Now, the second favorite way for me to finish here, guys, is just this. A lot of guys right here would stand up and try to fight it, right? Perfect. All I'm going to do is, with this arm, club his neck, grab his neck, I'm going to step close, baby step, put my heel in the back of his knee. Notice the heel. I don't turn this way. This is not going to do anything. Okay? Step, my heel in his back, and I have to go chest to chest with him. Right here. And this is what's going to happen. I keep hopping into him on one foot. Again, we're here, here, here. Grab the head and just pinch it in tight. Step, pull this here, and I start hopping into him. You go straight towards his back. Again, one more time. We're here. Let me show you a different angle. 2-on-1, we're here, bundle the arms, pull them under, grab the neck, post, step across behind his knee, and start hopping into him. As I'm hopping, I'm pulling myself in with my leg. 4 points every time right here, okay? One more, we're here, I peel, he has my wrist. All I'm gonna do is bundle the arms again and come underneath it right here. Now, for this is my least favorite one, but it still works well, especially if they don't expect it, and it's kind of like a hip toss, if you would like. All I do is the same thing. I have this here, I pinch the head, I step, and I rotate my hips and I throw him. Why this works so well, guys, from this position? Think about this. I am throwing him in that way, and I have this arm trapped, okay? He has no post. As soon as I get my hips in, he's going straight to his back. Again, we're here, pinch everything tight, step, and throw. Works super well. One more time. Post, peel, grab the wrist, pull it in, grab underneath, pinch everything tight, pinch his head tight, step. Woo! Alright guys, we're back with the next move from 2-on-1 Russian when he has my wrist. Again, we start the same way. Post, I peel, I go up in the armpit, and I pull everything tight, and he's still grabbing my wrist here, okay? What do? As soon as he goes to my wrist here, this is actually a very simple move, but it's one of those moves where we transition to an inside trip, okay, on the near side. But it's one of those moves where you cannot be hesitant at all. If you're going to be doing this move, you commit 100% and you go, you don't wait at all, okay? So the key things to getting this move, here they are. Number one, obviously, you want to have this leg close to you. So if he's pulling this leg back, I want to make sure that I take one extra step and I pull him into me so he can step with this leg. Right here. Okay? Again, notice what I do. I plant this foot here because that's going to be my pushing leg. Plant it, push off of that leg and pull him into me. Okay? What that does is it makes him step with this leg, and that's exactly what I want. Now, the second thing that I do is as I'm pulling him, I kind of pull him, but I lift him up because I want him standing up here. I don't want him to be really, really low. Although, even if he's low, the move still works. I just prefer to lift him up a little bit and stand him because there's more room for me to go chest to chest, okay? The third detail here is as I'm going and as I'm doing the move, what I want to do is I want to pull his arm across, right here, across my body, okay? I want to pull him and rotate him. I want to turn his body that way, away from me. You guys see that? As I'm going this direction to the right of me, I'm going to pull his whole body going to the left, right here. Okay? Now, as I'm going here, all I do is I step on this leg and I push off of this leg. It's very important for the head to go on the same side as the inside trip, okay? That's just a general principle on inside trips. You want to have your head on the same side. So we're on 2-on-1. He grabs my wrist. All I'm going to do is step, and I'm doing 3 or 4 steps at the same time. Let me think. 1, 2, move my head 3, put my chest in 4, and I push forward 5. So I'm doing 5 steps at the same time. Again, step, pull across, commit. Okay, I want to make sure this arm lets go of everything and posts on the mat so he doesn't roll me over on my back. Again. We're here, I peel, he has my wrist. As soon as he gets here, I commit to it. I'm going to go slow one more time and I'm going to show you what it looks like fast without stopping. But again, the key things here to remember are stepping, close, pulling his body across, turning my head on this side, on the same side as the trip. Okay? This leg, another important thing, is this leg, when I go inside the trip here, this leg never steps on the mat. Okay? Never. So as soon as I trip, he stays here, stays off the mat, and I push towards him. I put all my weight on him, pushing with this leg, putting all my weight on him, and this leg never steps on the mat. Again, we're here, step, trip. And this leg is still in the air right here. It never steps. Okay, I'm going to show you what it looks like kind of fast from 2 different angles. Again, peel, grab my wrist, and step, and go. One more angle. Peel, grabs my wrist, I pull him, and I commit. Post on the mat. Easy, easy takedown to his back for 4 points every time. Alright guys, welcome back. We're going to show you how to finish this time again from 2-on-1. But this time, not when he grabs your wrist, instead when he goes up and grabs your elbow. Okay? First move we're going to show, there's a few different moves we can show you. I'm going to show you from when he grabs your elbow and how to finish on him. But the first one is a front headlock, and here's how I transition to it. Pay attention to the details because it's very, very important. If you get sloppy there, you won't be able to transition as smooth, of course, and the move won't work. Again, we're here with PO 2-on-1. He grabs my elbow. Now, what I want to do here is I separate my elbow from my ribs, okay? I open up, and what that does is it also opens him up right here on the far side, and that's what I want. I open up, I go underhook, this arm lets go of his armpit and snaps his head down. Snap. Notice I step away and I pull this leg back to create room for his head to go under. Again, we're here, he grabs my elbow, I go under, snap, and I'm in a front headlock position. Now, in a front headlock position is very important, guys, to keep this arm short. I'm sure all of you, including me, have experienced this where once we go deep, they grab our elbow and now we're kind of tied in there, right? So we can actually control this from the very beginning of this move. We don't have to go deep with this arm. All I'm going to do is go under, snap, and as I'm snapping him under, this arm is not going to go deep, it's just going to go short and grab his chin. Okay? Now, let me show you from a different angle so you guys can see this as well. PO 2-on-1, I go across, I snap, and I go short arm, right here, and I grab his chin, okay? Short arm. Now, the way we finish this, guys, is very, very simple. Very simple. All I'm going to do is, from underhook, let go, wrap around his arm, and I'm going to grab my own arm. Again, we're here, my own arm, step, and we're going to throw him in that direction. Again, I'm going to show you how it goes. I'm going to show you kind of easy. We don't want to break anyone's neck, okay? Again, we're here, we post, grab under, snap, and once I get to this position, this arm goes and wraps around this arm, okay? Step in, and now I'm going to kind of sit back here and look in the direction of the throw. You always want to look in the direction of the throw. And I'm going to throw him towards the mat, the wall mat, right here. Again, one more look. We're here with PO. He grabs my elbow. I go across, step, snap, go over, pinch everything tight, sit, and I throw him that way. Got it? Make sure you guys are not going, don't yank this. It's a smooth transition. You want to take him slowly backwards and make sure, like I said, you're not breaking his neck. Use your hips and keep your elbows pinched in tight. You don't want to, one more thing, you don't want to let him, when you're going for the throw, very important here, don't let his head come out on this side or on the other side, okay? That's why we're going to keep our elbows in tight and keep his head right here in the middle of my chest. That's the only way really this move is going to be effective.